We live. Well, all right. How y'all doing? It's Rise with Ether time. I want to say welcome to all my new viewers and a special shout out to all my members. How y'all doing? I'm all right. As you come in, put some emotion in the chat like you do in your daily lives. Don't come out. Because word around these YT streets is you are emotional, which could be a good thing or a bad thing, you know what I'm talking about? So, I am sipping my Joe, you know, as he do. Now, I was informed that I'm where it's a delay. Hey, hey you. Can I get a like? Some hearts. Show either some love. How y'all doing? It's Rise with Ether. That's astronomical there. Rise with Ether. Let's dissect that. When you rise with Ether, that could be a good thing or a bad thing. That's what they said. Hey, how you doing? It's just me and you. I remember that one. Don't worry about it. Oh, okay. I'm ready for some action. How about you? Let's see. Is anyone up with Ether? No, no. You ever just look at your analytics and say, that looks fishy? Because I have. Word around these YouTube streets is y'all doing it too for some reason. Who'd have thunk it? Because from what I'm hearing, we always at the top. You know what I'm about? You're not skipping on that subscription. You're making sure that get paid. You know what I'm about? They do. Let me clear my throat. You ever just notice that somebody got a lot of views, but nobody talking about it? Because I have. Apparently, people are starting to notice things about these applications. Like yours, per se. You ever just realize that someone's not qualified? Because I have. This happens on a daily. You know what I'm talking about? I don't know. So, you don't know anything about Filthy Rich or Richie Rich? Because I know word around these YouTube streets is you said you was here. And I'm trying to figure out where. Where? You ever just see something and say, that's not you? Because they have. No, no, no. They surely have. I don't know what my last upload is doing because I haven't checked. Oh, how you doing? Oh, that's an interesting name. You know, a Caramello or a Carlito? Because I don't. What's good in the hood, yo? You see how simple that is? A greeting. You know how to greet people? Because word around your job is when you come in, you just act like you don't want to be there. Like 65% of the other employees. Why is that? You want me to tell you? Because I know. I know why you don't want to be there. And Almighty knows too. But I ain't the one to gossip, so just wait for upload. Let me clear my throat. You ever just been sitting and thinking, oh, I appreciate you. It's grand rising. Rising with ether. That's how we're gonna say it. If you go in and you say grand rising, they're gonna say, oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Grand rising to you too, sir. Ma'am, whatever you like. You ever just been thinking, oops, I made a mistake? Because they have. Oh, Victorious, how are you? See how that works? I see a member and I start smiling. You ever just feel appreciated? Because I do. Uh-oh. 2 thumbs up, 2 thumbs up. Give me 2 thumbs up. It's up and it's stuck. Give me 2 thumbs up. We had a funky good time last night, didn't we? We did. I think so. Do you girl been over there? Because word around the angels is they there every day. I ain't the one to gossip, but that little youngin' of yours, he's something else. Let me clear my throat. So, since it's just us here, let's talk about the events of the day. Like he do when he talking to that other guy. You ever just been sitting and you think, he's not talking to me? I wonder why. Because I know. Why? You ever just been in observation and you felt like something's gonna fly out of somebody's mouth? Like literally? Seen any good horror flicks? Because I haven't. Apparently, someone is mistaking absolution for exorcism. The partying that I used to do, naturally, meant that I was somewhere where it was unclean. Apparently, I didn't know that, but the Almighty did. It just, you ever just figure out something was already dead and therefore they don't have to come in, the apostle dies. They just somewhere chillaxing. You know what I'm talking about? They over there eating popcorn and slapping fives and giving pounds and stuff. You feel me? Oh, you didn't know that archangels are a diocese and apostles, deacons, clergy members. At some point, it's almost a requirement for some breeds. You know what I'm talking about? A lot of people don't know that. So you go up in there and you say, I need an exorcist, not an exorcism. They'll say, okay, I'm gonna send one right there. Apparently, because that's what he said happened to him. But it wasn't true. Some people have vivid imaginations. Like those pants you got on. That is a reflection of your life. Colorful. You ever just see someone's attire and you say, wow, you have all the colors on the spectrum. Wow, that's interesting. You ever just been looking at someone and your eyes start boggling because they're so colorful? And you just say, that looks interesting, but that's not for me. You know what I'm talking about? There's a lot of colors there. And there's no rhyme or reason. You have white next to mint, mint next to purple, purple next to orange. They just don't make no sense. You know what I'm talking about? You ever just see someone's plaid and say, wow, that's interesting. Where you buy that from? The mood that starts with a T. Let me clear my throat. You know, plaid comes in various colors. You know what I'm talking about? Remember that red one you had on? Your brother said that was his. So you need not talk about nobody that's wearing someone else's undies. You know what I'm talking about? Because I don't. Where I'm from, that's trifling. You ever just had someone go in their drawer and give you some underwear and you question are they clean? Or they do? Because I haven't, but I seen it. I bore witness to that myself. Yeah. On the fly is right. If you want an extra special day, you ask that gal sitting next to you, are you wearing your underwear or someone else's? Because that could explain this well. You ever just learn about pH balance all of a sudden? Just all of a sudden. You just wake up and say, what is that? You know what I'm talking about? Something feels strange and unusual down there. Because I haven't. Somebody said, oh, geez, don't wear any underwear. You're right. So we don't have to borrow any. Or ask anyone for theirs. Whether or not if they're brand new. You ever just been to the flea market, swap meet, and decided you was gonna get those 3 for $10.99 underwear, and then you realize you need to wash them first? Because I haven't. Somewhere right now, there's some dude saying, that's why my balls is itching. You ever just realize yeast is itchy? Because I haven't. But I imagine it is. Because it's yeasty. All you need is some fire. And you're going to have a wake and bake. You know what I'm talking about? Because he do. Turns out a quickie lasts a long time. You know, this has been 2 months. You ever just realize that someone is learning that if yeast sits down there too long, it creates a rash? Because he just did. Hey, how you doing, Miss Sap? We have a new member. When y'all see her, welcome her. Her name is Coco the Cowgirl. Hey, Jenny. This is my team. Y'all see him? If you knew, you could say, hey, Queens. Because we want to show love and togetherness here. You know what I'm about? It's new. It's new. When everything is new, new energy, new people, new places, new careers, new jobs, new pay raise, it's lovely. You know what I'm about? I'm just waiting for it to show up in my environment because I know it's in theirs. It's Rise with Ether. You ever just look and say, it was just night just a minute ago, and all of a sudden everything is clear. You see how the Almighty work? He just clears everything up. Apparently. That's not what he said. He said he had to go 6 times. And he was questioning that the person was like, "What, sleep with her?" And I'm gonna say, no. No. You way down there, and I'm way up here at the top. You ever just woke up in here and forget you can't touch it while you bouncing that foot? Because I just did. It's fun. Why you bouncing the fire? You ever just look at somebody and say something cricket? Because I did. Why he sound like y'all uncle? They know what's going on. Y'all don't. It's Rise with Ether. We're not doing no baking, but I'm not around the oven. You know what I'm about? I'm just chillaxing, watching my windows defrost, and talking about your life. For life. You ever just realize, even though a lot of these so-called hood celebrities, now y'all hood celebrities, what I'm talking about? We stopped being hood celebrities 30, 40 years ago. You know what I'm talking about? They don't know it's levels. You ever just realize that all the ones that's potent be talking about their children? You ever just realize that? You just be sitting there and you just finally hear the lyrics, and apparently y'all was doing all this for your children. They didn't know that. Because I did. That's right. They listen. They didn't know that. They didn't know you was doing all that dirt to feed your mama and your children. They thought you was doing it for a Benz, apparently. You ever just realize why somebody keep going to the Hoops Gal? Because he ain't. You would think all of this music, you know what I'm saying, putting you up on game. You know what I'm talking about? Cell phone. And you just decide you invincible. You ever just talking to somebody and they just vanish all of a sudden? Because apparently we think that's how it goes. And it don't. They just melt into the side of their car. So you don't see who they are. Bars. You ever see a car drive itself? Because I have. I'm talking about 20 years ago. Yes. I've seen a car drive itself. I looked. And I'm looking. You know, there's a blind spot. You would mistake a driver for the invisible man. Because apparently, you sit back so low, nobody can see you, bro. Not even the popo. So you might want to scoot up a little bit. You know what I'm talking about? That's somebody that's too comfortable. You ever seen somebody driving laying down? Because I have. That's arduous for the day. Let's talk about creating small members. Let's talk about flying cars. What y'all think about that? Somewhere is somebody saying, I'm gonna look like I'm poor if I don't have one of them. Then he's waiting to see how many of y'all gonna try to do what he do. And after you create that foo-foo, and I'm not talking about that beast, create that foo-foo page with that go, me, with the fun. Word around these YouTube streets is y'all got one of them books that's red. You know what I'm talking about? You know, every time a certain group enter in, they just want to see if I'm going to say the same word that the archangels is telling them to say, because they're not intelligent enough to formulate a sentence. So yeah, I thought they shut that down. Apparently not there. Someone decided that it should remain. I wonder why. Cell phone. You ever just realize somebody don't need to be around you because they hoop it? and they gonna blow your cover. You know what I'm talking about? All of a sudden, you're just chilling, and then your SUN hop in, and next thing you know, it's flashing lights. All of a sudden. And you trying to figure out if he one of them or not. You can reach out to me at oracleoftheether@gmail.com and book with me today. I'll get you straight. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, I don't know. Because the hood needs to know it's real. You know what I'm talking about? The Almighty is real. Everything around you is real. And your SUN is something to see nowadays. You ever just realize that the apple do fall far from the tree in some occasions? You ever just say, what kind of spoon did you feed him with? Because I have. See, I'm seasoned enough to understand that where you start at is not where you finish at. And sometimes, you can spend your whole life trying to build something, and then some weirdo come in, and next thing you know, everything is all out of whack. Let's go. Go. Y'all know I'm a T.I. fan, right? T.I. is something to see. You know, you got that college education, entrepreneur, businessman, successful actor, producer. Him and his beautiful wife been giving us hits for decades, right? You ever just see somebody and say, you ain't him? Because I have. And the industry have too. You ever just want to snatch somebody's phone out their hand? Because I haven't. Then you realize they think they're you. For some apparent reason, it's odd. You're trying to figure out if you still love them or not. Because they be doing some strange and unusual stuff for views. And you're just like, wait a minute. I'm the one that came from the streets, not you. You see this? Well, I'm out. This is why I say they be needing a little taste. You know what I'm saying? Y'all my era. They just need a little taste. The problem is, they done been coddled too much. You know what I'm talking about? Apparently, you meant well, but the effects is a little bit strange and unusual. You ever just see someone that said, your pops ain't never knocked you out? Because you about to get knocked out. Apparently he has. You know, that era is unusual. I've been trying to figure it out. Like, what part of your rearing, don't understand that that was me raising you. You know what I'm talking about? You just be sitting there looking like, where this come from? All of a sudden, did I go to sleep for 6 years? Because you strange and unusual. Turns out they have a whole life outside of you. And because of you, they think they something. You ever just see somebody and say, your pops wrote that? Because I have. A few times. Ain't nothing to be ashamed about. Ghost writer. And I do mean writer with a W, not a R. That's what we do out here. Down below. You ever just realize that you're not about that life when you try to swing? You ever seen someone attempt to do a figure eight and they do a donut? Not on purpose. Because I haven't. We don't do that like that. You haven't seen a figure eight until you see Town Business do it. I'm just saying. Because ain't none of y'all seen no figure eights online. I'm telling you that right now. All I seen was donuts. I said, oh, wow. I bet you all the tires going on. All that rubber is off there. It's cloudy, but not in a good way. Everybody got smoke in the election. And you ain't did nothing. Speaking of tires, it's time for you to get some new tires. So you can do that. You see what I'm talking about? Apparently, when your tires is bald, you don't have no traction. You know what I'm saying? You just be slipping and sliding. There's no grip. Like your baby mama. You know what I'm talking about? How y'all feeling? Because I'm feeling irie, apparently. I'm not talking this morning. But he is. So he assumes everybody else is too. You know what it'd be like if I were to talk? It's not like what happens with you. The experience is totally different with me. It's like when you ascend and you find out who you are, you realize things. Some things is allowed, some things is not. But the effects that it has on you is different. Somebody about to find that out. That is it.